Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Inside Golf. I'm Harry Donahue. The sun is shining, it's warm, it's January, and we are in Orlando, Florida for the 2018 PGA Merchandise Show. They kick it off every year here at the Orange County National Golf Club for Demo Day, where you see some new products and you run into some old friends and big-time golf personalities. People like Lou Guzzi from Tallamore. Lou's Lab, you've seen him here on Inside Golf. You'll see him again today. Also, his good buddy, and like Lou, a former National Teacher of the Year. You've seen him on television. You hear him on PGA Tour Radio on Sirius XM. I'm talking about Michael Reed. Plus, we'll also have, as I mentioned, a look at some new products. How about this one? You know, it's getting cloudy. It may storm here in Florida, but we're going to show you the latest in golf umbrellas. It's called the Weatherman umbrella. Hey, it may be in your bag later this year. So stay with us. Inside Golf's at Demo Day here in Orlando, Florida.
Inside Golf is presented by Destination Montco Golf. 54 courses, 300,000 yards. Check them out at montcogolf.com. By the First Tee of Philadelphia. The First Tee helps young men and women become better golfers, but most important, better people. Get involved. Visit thefirstteephiladelphia.org. By the Golf Association of Philadelphia, GAP, celebrating amateur golf since 1897. By Jersey Man Magazine, it's a Jersey way of life. And by Philly Man Magazine, bringing it to Broad Street. And by Inside Golf's partner since 1998, the Philadelphia Section PGA, experts in the game and business of golf. Take time to thank your local PGA golf professional.
In 2008, 13-year-old Lester Bell snuck through the fence of Cedar Crest Golf Course. That's where PGA professional Ira McGraw first met him. But back home, Lester had given up hope for a future. So Ira gave the young man a job, became his friend, and 3 years later, his legal guardian. Today, Lester's still golfing, and he hasn't given up since. The best stories end in thanks. Share your story at ThanksPGAPro.com.
The First Tee of Greater Philadelphia, where golf is more than a game.
Welcome back to Inside Golf Demo Day here in Orlando, Florida. It's a little warmer here in Orlando today than it is in Lou Guzzi's laboratory, but
I don't know.
Lou's, I know, you're
We're getting
right.
pretty hot in that laboratory, that's for sure.
Usually we catch up with Lou at Tallamore in his laboratory, and here we are, Demo Day in Orlando, the PGA Merchandise Show. Well, you're doing some stuff with PGA.com. Well, tell us about it.
That's right, PGA.com. Every Monday morning, we basically look at what the PGA's Tour's doing, a shot of the week maybe, do a voiceover for the video, and then they write an article up as well. So this way we can get to the audience out there and help them with their game.
So you're out there on social media with the shot of the week, basically?
Yeah, whatever they decide, they kind of look at the shot of the week, and then we take a look at it. And, you know, this week's tip coming up is a greenside bunker shot with a beautifully high lip. Lots of acceleration to get that thing up in the air and onto the green.
You know, I talked to Michael Breed and a few other people here at the Demo Day PGA Merchandise Show talking about the upcoming year, and everybody's excited. I mean, first of all, you got Tiger, he's going to move the needle. Phil, although he's getting older, question is, can he play better than he has? What do you think about those two guys? First of all, in terms of just the excitement that they're going to create on tour this year.
Yeah, it's great for golf, the excitement that they're going to create, and, you know, Phil still thinks he's young, and it's great.
He'll be 48, I think, come U.S. Open up at Shinnecock.
And he prides himself on the golf swing that he has that keeps him in a position where he can be competitive. So, you know, Phil's exciting, and of course, obviously with Tiger coming back, it's great. You know, we don't know where that's all going to go, but we wish the best for him.
Talk about Michael Breed, Lou. One of the things I talked to him about, it's a question, well, it applies to people my age, but also younger people. When, you know, they've been in the game maybe 5, 10 years, it got a little better every year. Now they want to, try to drop that. You know how it is in golf. Can I hit it 10 yards longer? Right. Can I get my handicap down 1 or 2 more shots? What's the best advice for somebody who's thinking in those terms?
I think at that point, if you're at a point where you're happy with your game and you're looking for a couple more strokes to knock off, it's all short game at that point. I think, evaluate your mental state, are you making the right decisions? Because, Harry, as we know, we could have a really good round going. You could hit the wrong club right over the green and end up making a triple bogey, and you really didn't hit a bad shot. You just had the wrong club in your hand.
Okay, PGA.com every week. Lou Guzzi, not in a laboratory, but out there on social media. Boy, it's great to catch up.
Yeah, you too. And how about this sunshine? Back to the laboratory next week and back to the fire.
Well, you're always going to find a new product line here at the demo show. And this year we have something new when it comes to golf umbrellas or umbrellas in general. It is called, well, it's the world's most unforgettable umbrella, weathermanumbrella.com. And this is Tyler Cooper, who got in on the ground floor. Tyler, you're the Chief Revenue Officer for weathermanumbrella.com. He's a local guy, folks. Went to the University of Delaware. A proud fighting blue hand.
Absolutely.
Played some golf down there?
I played golf for 4 years at Delaware. Still 5th all time in scoring average, so I got it around and holding up on my records. So
okay.
Now I'm in the umbrella business.
That was then. This is now. This product is how old?
It's 2 months old.
2 months.
We started selling on our website 2 months ago. We sold out in 10 days. And today at the PGA show, we are launching the golf version of Weatherman.
Okay. What was the idea to get this thing started?
Yeah, so Rick Reichmuth, who's a national TV meteorologist on cable networks, and I wrote the business plan to create essentially the world's strongest umbrella. Our goal is to only create quality umbrellas. We have 4 styles. Every single one of them is high quality, high end. We're never going to be one of those companies that has 50 different umbrellas. It's 4 products, 4 styles.
And we're going to take it and we're going to go through the wind.
A little bit.
We'll do that a little bit later. But so construction is part of it.
Construction is part of it, but technology is also another big part of it. So 2 problems with umbrellas: you lose them and you don't know when to bring them. So we've solved both. So we have a tracker chip that allows you to find your umbrella
on an app.
On an app.
So you have it on your phone.
Either on or off the golf course. I was talking to a PGA of America professional earlier, and he said one of the #1 calls he gets is from his members asking where their umbrellas are. So we've solved that by the app allowing you to find it, and then also the app tells you on days you need to bring your umbrella. So you'll never get caught in the rain and you'll never lose your umbrella.
Got it. So it's almost like one of those traffic apps that tells you, hey, an accident down the road.
Exactly.
This will tell you, hey, you may want to grab your umbrella. We got a possibility of storms.
Yeah, and Rick's a meteorologist. I'm a golfer and a business person. Together, we've combined forces to have some really cool features. I want to show you.
Sure, open it up. Let's see it.
So some of the golf-specific features are, the first one is a mesh pocket. So we can actually put a golf glove or a scorecard.
Or a ball even.
Yep. Instead of having to fumble with the ribs and attach stuff to different parts of the umbrella to keep dry, you can put it right in this pocket. We've also have a silicone coating on one of the ribs of the umbrella to allow your towel not to slip down and slip off. And we've also coated the umbrellas in a UPF 50 coating. So they're sunproof as well as rainproof.
So for that sun shower, especially down here in Florida, put that up. You're not going to get any bad ultraviolet rays, and you're going to stay dry.
Yep, exactly. But everyone's going to be, high quality and amazing umbrellas, and that's kind of our core mission.
Okay, as we mentioned before, Tyler, let's put it through the wind test, all right? Let's do it. Oh, I know this can. I hope I can. All right, Tyler, we got the wind test coming up here. What do we got our speed at?
Yeah, it's about 40, 50 miles per hour here.
40 or 50 miles an hour. This reminds me.
Would we be on the golf course if we were doing that?
I don't know. I've been on the golf course in Ireland with at least 40-mile-an-hour winds and rain coming sideways. So this angle would be perfect.
Well, this angle could work too, so we just protect ourselves.
You got it. Okay, and then put it back here a little bit. Look at that. There's the wind test. There's the construction. Tyler, we got a winner here. How about that? Not quite hurricane-proof yet.
It's there, but we're doing a pre-order right now on weathermanumbrella.com to get our new golf line.
It's great. You got them in several colors. Weathermanumbrella.com. Tyler, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Good luck with it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And it passes.
Get out of the wind.
It passes the wind test.
The question that sort of hangs in the balance as far as I'm concerned.
Well, you've seen him on television. You've heard him on Sirius XM, PGA Tour Radio. Michael Breed coming up next on Inside Golf. for the PGA Merchandise Show in Orlando.
As long as there is fear, as long as there is curiosity, as long as there are undiscovered corners of the earth, and as long as there is willingness and desire, then you are capable of more. The BMW Championship is coming to Philadelphia September 2018. The top 70 PGA Tour players will be there. Will you?
Well, we talked to Michael Breed a year ago here at the golf show, and he's back. And Michael, good to see you again.
As well, good to see you.
And also, you got a new deal going now.
Yeah.
You've worked with Sirius XM PGA Tour Radio in the past, but now it's like a full-time gig.
5 days a week, every morning, 8 to 10 in the morning. It's really fun and obviously quite an honor. You know, when they reach out and say, hey, would you like to do this a little bit more full-time? And to be in that drive time window is something that I'm honored to be a part of.
I'm sure. And it's not just, tips in terms of lessons and things like that. You're going to be talking to some of the biggest names in the game and talking about some of the trends in golf.
Well, and looking at what's happening in the game, obviously I have a place in instruction in the game, and that's been very fun and rewarding. But to be able to spend time with an Adam Scott and players that are out there on the tour all the time, that's something that I like to do. And then obviously here at Demo Day, being able to get into the minds of the guys that are building the shafts and making the grips and doing all that stuff is really fun, and to be able to bring it to the people on a regular basis is great.
Sort of like getting into the weeds a little bit from an equipment viewpoint. All right, Michael, a couple questions.
Yeah.
What would be the best advice you could give the two types of golfers? Say a man or a woman who's been playing the game for a few years and now is at the point they've seen their game improve and they want to take a couple more shots off their handicap. What would you say?
Well, I think one of the things that you have to do is you have to know your game. You have to do a little bit of understanding. Am I a good driver of the ball? Am I a good iron player? Am I hitting a lot of greens? Is my bunker play weak, or is that good? What am I doing in my short game? And what am I doing in my putting? Am I making 3-footers or missing 5-footers or whatever? Understand where you have your weakness and then go out there and practice that stuff. If it's clubhead speed that you're looking for, what are some of the things that you can do to gain clubhead speed, and then go out there and practice. And to that end, I think what you need to do is understand time management skills, because we're getting busier and busier. The cell phone has us 24/7 all the time, right? You know it, and everybody is reachable all the time. We have to be able to understand, okay, you know what? I'm gonna devote 15 minutes every morning to a stretching routine, or I'm gonna get a putting mat for my office. So every morning I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna putt 5, 6, 7-foot putts every single morning, because that's a weakness for me. Things like that.
Okay, and in Philadelphia, maybe in the wintertime, that's a little bit tough, but hey, there's ways of doing it, right?
I think one of the most important things, and I'm up in Connecticut, one of the most important things that you can do in the wintertime is put a club in front of a mirror in your house. Everybody's got a full-length mirror in the house. Put a golf club in front of the mirror there, and every time you walk by the mirror, don't just check to see if your hair's okay. Pick that club.
Watch out now, watch out now.
Or what we're wearing. You look beautiful.
Thank you.
But you want to make sure you're picking that up. Make sure you're holding that club every single day. Get your setup position. Work on making sure that your lines are correct. Make some mock motions. Start to do that. And what will happen is when you come out in the spring, you won't be trying to find your game. You'll have it right when you show up. The swing to me starts in the pre-swing, what you're doing beforehand. You look at any successful company, they're looking at what they're doing at the end of the year, what can they do better in the start of the new year, and their attention to fundamentals is essential. We need to hold that club properly. We need to make sure we're set up to the golf ball properly, and all that you can do regardless of whether you're in Philadelphia, Connecticut, Florida, Arizona, wherever.
You can do it. All right, talking about the new year, let's talk about the PGA Tour in 2018. Let me throw a couple names at you, and if you could give me a quick what you expect from each guy. Phil Mickelson.
I think Phil Mickelson is I don't want to say desperate because he's not desperate, but he's a guy that he's going to be, I think, maybe even playing a little bit more aggressively. He knows that he doesn't have a lot of time left in these major championships, and that's really what's defining a Phil Mickelson. It's not about tour event wins, it's about major event wins, and I think that's going to be what his quest is going to be, putting himself in that position, and specifically U.S. Open.
Tiger Woods.
I'm looking at his health. There's two things with Tiger I'm looking at. I'm looking at his health, and I'm looking at his short game. And when I look at short game, I'm not saying he has the chipping yips or he doesn't have the chipping yips. Great short game players, when they're analyzing a situation, they're looking at the situation a lot, paying attention to what's going on with their eyes, how they're seeing the shape, trajectory, the shot, the club selection, all that. When I watch Tiger, I'm going to look and see how much time he's spending in his mind seeing the shot instead of the rehearsal of the motion, and that's going to tell me where he is in the short game.
All right, how about Rory McIlroy?
I think Rory McIlroy has found or relocated his passion for the game of golf. I think he's very grateful to be out there playing, and I think he is going to have a phenomenal year. I believe he's going to win at least one major championship. At least one major championship.
Speaking of major champion winners, somebody who's been kind of off the radar for the last year or so is Bubba Watson.
Absolutely. That's a guy who's also on my hit list. I'm wondering about if Bubba's going to bounce back. He had a poor year last year, hasn't really played that well. I think he fell from fourth in the world to in the 60s. And it hasn't been great. He's changed his golf ball. He's gone back to that Titleist golf ball that he's comfortable with, and my expectation is that he's going to have a good year. And another guy I'm looking at, by the way, is Ricky Fowler. Ricky Fowler now at age 29 is getting close to that age of best player to not win a major, and I think he's a guy who needs to break through with a major here in the next 3 years, and I wouldn't be surprised if he won a major this year.
You know, you mentioned when we were listening to your show here earlier, a guy who's been on our shows for years, Lou Guzzi, like you, a former National Teacher of the Year with the PGA of America. I don't know if you've ever been to Lou's laboratory. That's what we call it.
Yeah.
And in the wintertime, when he's stoking the fire, offering you a cup of whatever, and he's one of the best. I would love to get you and Lou together sometime.
You know what? I was at Talamore at Lou's lab this year. I did something for Jeff Surratt down there in the Philadelphia section. I know you know him. With some juniors, and I had a chance to get into Lou's lab and throw some log in the fire. It was great. He is a guy who's got as much passion and enthusiasm for teaching the game of golf as anybody. And if you know Lou's story and where Lou came from, and him making that transition to a second career of teaching golf and what he's been able to achieve, he is a guy who I admire as much as anybody.
And he's a do-it-yourself guy when it comes to the camera and editing and all the stuff that he turns out. Michael, talk about passion and energy for the game. Great to see you. Good luck with a new breed of golf on Sirius XM PGA Tour Radio.
Thank you so much. It's good to see you again.
They can do whatever they want to do. We're running out of space. And that's a different topic about inputs and sustainability. But
sure. Welcome back. Inside Golf continues now with our Teed Off segment, and we are back at the beautiful Blue Bell Inn. You know what they got coming up? It's not that far away. St. Patrick's Day. They're going to have live Irish band music right here at the Blue Bell Inn, starting with happy hour right through the dinner that evening. March 17th, this is where you want to be. Irish music, great food at the Blue Bell Inn. All right, let's introduce our panel today. We welcome back, after a brief hiatus, he would say it's not brief, but boy, we did miss Mike Kern.
Are they going to have golf lessons on March 17th?
We'll have to take that up with the management.
That would be good.
We have the right guy to do it, though.
That would be good.
I'll introduce him in a second, but first, before I do, Mark Peterson, Executive Director, Golf Association of Philadelphia. And here's the guy for golf lessons, Chris Gardner.
Nice to see you.
It's a home game for you, right?
It's a home game right down the road, yep.
All right, Mike's ready to go March 17th. Rain, snow, whatever.
We'll be here.
All right, let's talk about distance in sports and as it applies to the game of golf. In basketball, something that changed from the mid-'80s on, and it's still there today, and it certainly has changed the game, I think, in the last 10 years, with the three-point line in college basketball. Personally, I think they ought to move it back, but once again, that's another topic. But let's talk about the golf ball, Mark. Everybody says you got to roll it back, roll it back. My opinion, it's never going to be rolled back because people love to see guys bomb it.
Sure, people do enjoy that, but one of the things in the comparison though is the golf courses have changed. You know, we haven't changed the size of the basketball court, right? So we can move the line back, but look at Shinnecock. The second U.S. Open, I think it was around 4,500 yards. Now it's bordering close to 8,000 yards. So they can do whatever they want to do. We're running out of space, and that's a different topic about inputs and sustainability. But
sure.
People like to see bombers hit the bombs, but we see some other guys that just hit it straight and down the middle, and they're still playing pretty well.
Yeah, learn how to putt better, and
right. You're
going to win some money. Chris, but talking about, I mean, a guy in your position, a professional, head professional, Bluestone, wherever, you have members come and saying, hey, I want to get another 20, 25 yards on my tee shot.
Right.
Is that a common? First of all, is that common? And second of all, if it is, what do you do?
It is common. I think anyone that watches PGA Tour golf on TV, they're going to see whoever it is on the weekends. Dustin Johnson, very commonly lately, hitting at 345 down the middle, and his swing is not conventional, but he's found a way to do it and hit it a long way. So everybody wants to hit it like Dustin. And part of my job is to help the amateur player hit it further, hit it more consistently. But as we all agree, in the professional ranks, we would rather hit it straighter than longer, for the most part. And there's things that we can do. There's fitness regimens, there's flexibility, and there's ways to add power to the game. But it's tough to listen to everybody want to hit it like a golf professional or a tour professional, and not always have the ability to do so.
Mike is a guy who's covered a lot of golf at all different levels of the game. What's your, reaction to what's going on now?
This is nothing new. I mean, we've always been infatuated with distance. Nicklaus hit it longer than anybody. John Daly hit it longer than anybody. Davis Love hit it longer than anybody. Then Tiger came along and hit it. There's always the next guy, Bubba Watson, Dustin Johnson now. The problem is the regular golfers, it's kind of like a foreign concept. You'll see a guy, forget the driver, I'll see a guy 180 yards out hit an 8-iron. And I'm like, I'm hitting 3-wood and maybe having enough club to get there. But that's the game. That's the way people, that's why, I remember talking to Pete Dye a few years ago, he built a course out French Lick. It could be stretched to 8,000 yards. It could be, there was a 300-yard par 3 with water. And we said, why? And he goes, because 20 years from now, that's what, people don't care as much about controlling your golf ball or things, but that's what ultimately wins you. But like Dustin 2 years ago at Oakmont just overpowered that course. And he can do that but I don't see, that's just the way the game is going. It's not a finesse game anymore, although it is at certain points.
And it can be. 5 years ago at Merion, it was a finesse game. Nobody overpowered that golf course, right, Mark? I mean, let's face it. They can do that if they want. They can narrow the fairways, they can grow the rough.
But that's a U.S. Open.
Right, and they probably would do that more likely than just some tour event because they want to see guys get it out there a little bit
They will do
more,
it this year at Shinnecock.
Right. But I mean, no matter what time period, you're going to find players that hit it longer than others, player that putts it well, players that struggle on the greens. That's kind of the beauty of the game. It's also one of those things, though, that we can't let the ball go that much further. We've hit the max. And I think it's amazing, the iron shots. I agree. Yeah. So we go to a classic golf course like Gulf Mills. It's odd, right? Everybody's hitting driver wedge. We had Pennsylvania Open there recently. Everybody's hitting wedge into everywhere.
Isn't it the other technology that goes with the ball too? Like they'll fit a ball up to a guy's swing, and they'll take him out to one of these fitting centers, and Phil Mickelson, they have it wired into Phil Mickelson, not just the ball.
Right.
We don't do that. I mean, the normal person, doesn't do that.
I don't have an angle of attack that you want me to have.
Well, at the end of the day, too, I mean, distance is great, and distance can help your game on a daily basis. You're a member at any golf course in Philadelphia, but there's so much more to the game, obviously, is what we're saying. To make yourself a better player, to take yourself from 100 to a 90 player, 90 to 80, it is not hitting at 25 extra yards. It helps. But 25 yards in the wrong direction is not going to be beneficial. So as hard as it is to teach an 18-year-old player who's bombing it a long way to control that, use different clubs off the tee and play for strategy, it's very difficult to do.
And that's why some courses have 5 different sets of tees. And you got to be smart enough, as I do now, to go to no, seriously, because the game is more fun. I can't hit my drive 250 anymore. I can hit it 200, 210, whatever. I'll move up. Some people don't move up. They'd rather torture themselves.
Don't let your ego get in your way, folks.
Check it at the door.
Enjoy the game. Gentlemen, thank you. We'll be back. Inside Golf continues in just a moment.
Located in Bluebell, just a short drive from Plymouth Meeting, Bluestone Country Club offers a setting that's close at hand but feels like a world away. Bluestone offers a championship caliber golf course, practice facilities including a large driving range, separate chipping and putting areas, and a staff of PGA professionals. At the Country House at Bluestone, you'll find excellent food, superb service, and an outstanding setting. Their expert staff will assist in planning your next event, whether it's a wedding or simply a luncheon, dinner, or cocktail party. Check out Bluestone's variety of membership options. Much more than a golf course, Bluestone is a community.
Well, that's going to do it for this week's edition of Inside Golf from the 2018 Demo Day at the PGA Merchandise Show in Orlando, Florida. Thanks to Lou Guzzi and Michael Breed, and also thanks to the Weatherman umbrella. It's not raining yet, but if it was, we'd be protected. I'm Harry Donahue. Remember, in the upcoming weeks, we're going to have more for the Merchandise Show right here on Inside Golf. And remember, no matter how bad it's going for you out there, even when it's raining, don't pick up. See you next time from the Merchandise Show in Orlando, right here on Inside Golf.
Inside Golf is presented by Destination Montco Golf. 54 courses, 300,000 yards. Check them out at montcogolf.com. By the First Tee of Philadelphia. The First Tee helps young men and women become better golfers, but most important, better people. Get involved. Visit thefirstteephiladelphia.org. By the Golf Association of Philadelphia, GAP, celebrating amateur golf since 1897. By Jersey Man Magazine, it's a Jersey way of life. And by Philly Man Magazine, bringing it to Broad Street. And by Inside Golf's partner since 1998, the Philadelphia Section PGA, experts in the game and business of golf. Take time to thank your local PGA golf professional.